The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Reader's Magnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another awesome day here at RM Hive. You are tuning in to Reader's Magnet's featured author interview. I'm your host, Revan, and our special guest today is a true multidisciplinary creative, a storyteller, a speaker, an award winning entrepreneur whose journey bridges art, authorship, music, and community leadership. Through every medium, from painting to storytelling, she carries a heart driven mission to inspire, to heal, and to help others reconnect with who they truly are. Let's welcome the author of Braids, Carla Cornick. Hi, Carla. Thank you for joining us here today. How are you?
Hello, Ravon. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Yes, and we are actually going to talk about your book called Braids here. Congratulations about this book. It's
Thank
actually
you.
really amazing. So it has like different characters from different eras and they are interconnected.
Mhm.
Something is interconnected with them. So to our viewers out there, please you might want to get this book. It's really interesting. So Carla, Braid. So
Mhm.
Braids weaves together nine distinct stories and poems into a unified narrative tapestry. What inspired this braided structure, and how did you determine the sequence and the flow between the different pieces?
I've always loved the act of braiding hair. It's intimate and familiar, and it felt like the right metaphor for this book.
Mhm,
Braiding hair is like weaving stories, as I was saying before we came on air. As we tell the stories, as I tell the story, I'm adding more context as if you
mhm,
were cornrowing or French braiding
mhm,
hair. So I'm adding context and weaving the stories into each other. I wrote the timelines in chunks.
mhm,
And then I let them breathe. So it balanced the emotion when it got heavy. I tried to bring in some humor, and then we'd
mhm,
switch it up if there was shock or something. We'd bring in a pause just to let you reset your nervous system as you were reading. I didn't
mhm.
want people to feel overwhelmed. So that's how it braided together and how it just kind of flowed.
Yes. So you know what? When I got this, when I went to check your book, so I actually tried to know the story about braids, and then I discovered these are different characters, different women, and
Mhm.
in different eras. So your work speaks to those who felt forced to exist in hostile spaces and engages deeply with identity, trauma, and soul evolution. Could
Mhm.
you share how these themes manifested in your writing and what personal or historical experiences influenced them?
Yes. Well, honestly, I've spent most of my life in spaces where I felt like I didn't belong.
Mhm,
So that naturally came out in my writing.
mhm,
Historically, identities have been erased through many ways, like colonization, through
mhm,
abuse,
true.
trauma. Uh, in my childhood, I was often punished because I talked too much or I
Mhm,
was daydreaming out the window when I should have been
mhm,
paying attention in school. So these are things that felt hostile to me. I mean, maybe it's a little bit dramatic. There were more,
mhm,
obviously, in my life
mhm,
that events and all that made me feel that way. But it made me feel like I was forced to exist in spaces where I wasn't
mhm,
really welcome. And
mhm,
that's where this book comes in. To me, it's a love letter to anyone who has ever felt unwanted or felt like
mhm.
they didn't matter. My message to them is that you do. This book is to say that your soul does have value. It does.
True. True, true. I really love that you actually based it on your own story and created nine different stories. Was it hard to do that? By
um,
the way.
Well, no, I mean, really, it was kind of fun. I just
Yeah.
would listen to really good music. I would research and just allow the stories to take root and allow them to come alive. So I
Mhm.
could taste it, I could feel it, I could see them,
Yes.
I could hear them talking. Like to me, I just kind of, I guess it was that little girl daydreaming that I
Mhm.
reconnected to. I
Yeah.
just allowed myself to daydream and follow where the stories and where the characters went. They surprised me
Yeah.
sometimes. times. So it
Yeah.
was fun.
I
It was
love that. I could
fun.
relate to you, by the way. A lot of daydreaming, writing them, and telling them to
Always,
other people.
always, always.
Yeah. So each story or poem in Braid carries its own emotional weight and perspective. How
Mhm.
did you cultivate distinct voices and emotional tones for these separate pieces while ensuring they remained interconnected?
Well, for me, like I said, they came alive when I immersed myself into their world. So I wrote them each separately for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Started with Cassia, which is the first timeline
Mm-hmm.
back in ancient Egypt, and I just researched and studied and read and watched documentaries and then watched even some entertainment from Egypt now, like just to get
Mm-hmm.
an idea of what is their culture like, what do they think, like how do they move, what are the pressures in their societies, things like that. And then as I immersed myself in, I they just kind of came alive and I just kind of followed the characters where they were going. I had an idea of where we were headed, but I didn't really know how we were going to get there.
Uh-huh.
So the characters
Yeah.
informed me as we went.
Yeah. As a writer, I know it actually makes it it makes it wonderful or awesome when you're writing it and you don't know the character. Like it's like the character is guiding you to
Hmm.
this narrative. So even if you don't know what to do, but it's as if the character is alive, right?
Yes,
So
very much so. They take on a
yeah,
life of their own, and if you let
yeah,
them be authentic to who they are, they might surprise you. They truly
true.
surprised me. There's a couple of characters in this book that for instance, Selena, I thought she was fragile like a
Hmm.
rose, like, you have to protect her. No, Selena is bad. She's fragile like a bomb. She's a baddie and she explodes. So
No,
a couple of times.
really no.
So yeah, I didn't expect that. And then when after it was written, I was like, oh, okay. Hey, I'm here for it. Thank you, girl.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I thought I know you, girl, but
Yeah,
no.
exactly. I want
That's-
to be more like her. At first I was pitying her, and now I'm
yeah,
like, can I just be more like you? You are a baddie.
true. True, true. It's like meeting a person, like you're a friend, like it's like you're, for example, Selena, you're friends with Selena, and then you
Mhm.
discover something more from what
Yes.
she's actually
Yes, it
showing you.
feels that
Really
way. Like
nice.
I feel that they live inside of me, but I also feel
Mm,
that am experiencing and discovering them just like every reader is. And honestly, every time I read the book, I find
mhm.
something new about these characters that I wrote, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. You're not exactly who I
Awesome.
thought you were. So I'm still learning myself as I reread.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Just a talent from you as a writer, a really
Thank
good
you.
writer.
Thank you.
So, as your debut novel,
Mhm.
Braids, so it marked a pivotal moment in your creative journey. What key challenges or breakthroughs did you encounter while bringing this project to life? And how was writing Braids informed your identity as an author?
Well, the hardest part about writing this book was not actually writing it. It was really more like facing myself,
Mm-hmm.
seeing my life and my stories on the page, even if they weren't the
Mm-hmm.
literal experiences, the mirrors and the parallels of the things that I experienced in my life being on a page, that was difficult. There were many, many tears, many nights when I cried myself to sleep because I was leaving it all in the book. I was leaving it all
True.
there. But as I also kind of alluded to earlier, I reclaimed joy. I
Mm-hmm.
reclaimed myself as a little girl. I kind of feel like I found a part of who I was that I've lost and brought that back. And then
Mm-hmm.
looking at the scope of it all, like this book was written in 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So the scope of that was a true breakthrough for me because growing up, I always felt inadequate. I always felt like, oh, I daydream too much, so I'm not focused enough. Oh, I would
Mm-hmm.
rather dance on a table as a little girl in my birthday suit than getting dressed like the rest of the world. I would rather just enjoy the moment. So I always felt like I wasn't quite where I should be. What I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't doing things the way I was supposed to do them. So when I sat back and I had the evidence, this book in my hands, I was like, this is evidence that there's another truth here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not dumb. Maybe there is a little
Uh-huh.
bit more up there than I allowed myself to believe or than other people thought. Maybe they're underestimating me and I've
True.
underestimated myself. Let's not do that anymore.
I love that. So maybe I'm underestimating myself, so let's not do that
Let's
anymore. So
not do that
yeah,
anymore.
just like writing it and you don't know the character, you discover more from the character. It's also discovering something from you, right?
Absolutely. It was definitely a journey of self-exploration and self-discovery,
True.
finding, things out about myself in the writing. When I went back and I processed what I wrote, like when
Mm-hmm.
I processed what was on the page already, I'm like, wow, this is heavy. How was I carrying this? No wonder
Mm-hmm.
why I was struggling with joy for so many years. So glad to have you
Yeah,
back.
true. So how did you feel that you're already an author after publishing this book?
Well, it was strange because I mean, I feel like I've always been a jack of all trades, a master of
Mm-hmm.
none. And the odd thing is, I feel like things that I've picked up along the way, like I picked up watercolors in
Mm-hmm.
2024, and now I have like
Mm-hmm.
multiple exhibits where I'm showing and selling my art, which is
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. And I'm still pinching myself because is this really my life? But
Mm-hmm.
like, along the way, it's like, where did this come from? Well, I was always artistic. I was
Mm-hmm.
always always a storyteller, like, talk too
Yeah.
much, don't know what it means to tell a long story short.
Mm-hmm.
I tell long stories longer. So it's like this was always in me. Like the stories in this book about Chloe when she has to redo assignments and things like that, those
Mm-hmm.
are literally my life. I had to do that. So
Nice.
while I didn't call myself an author previously, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really consider myself that.
Mm-hmm.
I have written things in the past and I've
Mm-hmm.
always dreamed of writing a book. So when this came together, like it felt like a hurricane the way it came together. But when it came together and I stood back, I was like, yeah, yeah, this feels amazing. Yeah,
Yes,
I
and
want to do more of
finally,
this.
and
Yeah.
finally, you're an author.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
really
it
nice.
wasn't ever about being an author. It was just about
Uh-huh.
sharing the stories and getting it off my
Yes.
chest, I guess. But in the
Nice.
process, it's like, oh, and you turn around and now you're also an author. Someone asked
Yeah.
me a couple of weeks ago, they were like, when I told them, I was like, hey, my book is released. And she's like, wait,
Uh-huh.
you wrote a book. When did you become an author? And I was like, oh, June. And it's just like the way life kind of is. Like, when did I become an artist? I was always artistic, but I guess 2024, I decided I was going to go for it. And here I am. So,
Yeah, and it's like a surprise of an author as well.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Very much so.
Yeah,
Like, plot twist. Oh, we're going to
plot
do this
twist.
now. And we're going to pull this out of our hat. And
Yeah,
very much so.
yeah. So your novel's expansive scope spans continents and centuries, yet
Mhm.
it remains anchored in universal human experiences. What message do you hope readers take from Braid, especially regarding connection and healing across time and place?
If there's one thing that I want readers to carry with them through this, it is never forget who you are
Mm-hmm.
and never split the difference either. Like, remember who you are. If you've forgotten, remember this book is awakening. It's an awakening. It's a call to, wake up. So,
Mm-hmm.
don't dim your light for someone else. There's
Mm-hmm.
enough room for all of us to be successful and to thrive. We
Mm-hmm.
don't have to make ourselves smaller so that someone else can be successful. We can be
True.
successful too. So
True.
never let somebody else take your light away from you, and never sleep on yourself. Wake up. You're
Never sleep
magic.
on yourself.
Never
Yes,
sleep on
yes.
yourself. You're magic.
Such a very beautiful message right there. So don't dim yourself for the others. Just believe in yourself. You can do it
Yes,
as well. Yeah.
exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
So right now,
Hmm.
Carla, I'm going to give the spotlight to you. I want you to promote your book, where we can find it, or if you have website or other projects with us.
Okay.
So I'll give the floor to you.
Well, thank you. So yes, this has been an amazing journey. The book is available through every major retailer you can order it. It is
Mhm.
through Ingram Spark, so it is published through Ingram Spark, so you can order it through any major retailer, whether that be Goodreads or Barnes and Noble. It is also on Amazon. You can order it through there. It's on Kindle, and there are e-versions, hardcovers, and paperbacks. You can also order through my website, carlacornick.com. It's just my name. I have imagination, but apparently not for that. So you can order it right on my website as well. And yeah, we are having conversations around a couple of other projects. I'm working on the sequel to Braids, which
Mm.
don't know if I want to tell you the title yet, but it's floating around
Uh-huh.
out there. So there's a sequel. Braids is very much a book about awakening, but the
Mhm.
next book is about becoming. So
Love
stay
that.
tuned for that.
Stay tuned. So, once again, for all our viewers out there, Braids is available on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, Goodreads, and to all the major distributing
Hmm.
channels out there. Go ahead and buy a copy. And it's also available on Carla's website. That's www.carlacornick.com. And
Hmm.
I've actually checked the website. You can actually check out amazing stuff in there. So you can, my favorite part's the art pages.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
so
Yes.
I've checked the art. I have a favorite painting right there. It's called Be Like Water.
Oh,
It's a
one of my
three-piece.
favorites.
Yes, it's a three-piece painting, guys. It also
Mhm.
tells a story, by the way. I love that. And and for the other one, I have my favorite is like Dancing with My Shadow. So from the textiles, I love that.
Yes.
So so once again,
Thank
for
you.
all you
Thank
guys
you.
out there, check out Carla's website, www.carlacarnick.com. You can find her book there, Braids, which is
Hmm.
also available on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, Goodreads, to all the major channels out there. And I
Yeah.
believe you will also be with us. Your book will be displayed with us in Germany in
Yes, the book is
Frankfurt
going to
Book
Germany.
Fair.
Yep.
Yes, in
Yep.
October. So if you guys are in Germany right now, go ahead and see us in October. So see you there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes,
Thank
and
you. Yeah.
all right, Carla Cornick, everybody. So again, go visit her website, go buy her book. So guys, let's open the pages and unravel the secrets of your personal odyssey. And I believe that your ink never runs dry. So go tell your story, you storyteller. This is your host, Revan, and as we say it here at Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Bye. Stay awesome.
Bye.